What if you could work 60 hours a week without getting tired? There's no doubt you would easily outwork the average person and smash your goals in no time, right? Well, I found out how, and since learning this, I was able to more than double my output of videos on this channel while having even more time to do other things outside of work. And people keep asking me, how do you have the time for it? It all comes down to one secret that totally changed my work ethic forever. Now I can always work as much as I need to reach my goals and still have energy for more work. And most importantly, I enjoy it. So in this video, I will show you the secret I discovered to working 60+ hour weeks without getting tired, how you can use this secret to work faster, not only more, and 3 steps to implement it today. So what is this magical secret? It's something I stumbled across last year when I had been struggling with getting enough work done for a while. Until this one day, I was listening to this podcast where they talked about something called a push period. And hearing about this, I was instantly intrigued because I've always been a very all or nothing guy. My friends and family have literally made fun of me my whole life because I can be so extreme. So they were talking about this push period concept, and apparently the first time they tried this, they got a 7 times higher income that month than their previously highest monthly income. And every time they did it, it completely skyrocketed their results and blew their minds. So how do you do this push period? You decide a 2-week period where you set goals that are much higher than what you've ever achieved in 2 weeks before, and then you work from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed every single day to reach these goals. But wouldn't this still make you tired? No, and I'll tell you why in a second. Since I loved the idea of this, I decided to try it. I set goals that were ridiculously high. So in 2 weeks, instead of creating 2 to 4 long form videos, I would make 14. And instead of the regular 21 short form videos, I would create 105 shorts. In order to reach them, I basically convinced myself that my whole identity was fundamentally fake unless I pulled it off. Because I see myself as this hardworking guy that can reach his goals if he wants to. So if I couldn't do that during this 2-week period, who would I be? So I worked and I was exhausted because I still hadn't found the hack that makes you be able to do this without getting tired. It took me a few extra days, but after a bit more than 2 weeks, I had somehow magically finished everything and it felt surreal. But now you may be thinking, sure, you can work a lot of hours during this push period, but how can you do it without getting tired? And that is something I pulled off the second time I did a push period. The first one was pretty good, but the second one, I worked way over 60 hours a week, and this was because of one secret that allowed me to work insanely hard without getting tired. Impression reduction. Basically, you become a complete loner and try to avoid impressions of the world around you as much as possible for a period. And this is no way to live according to me, but it will help you work tirelessly for a period. I will, however, in a minute tell you how you can use it as a tool in your life if you want to work 60+ hour weeks, not just for a 2-week period. But why is it so powerful? I accidentally discovered how powerful impression reduction was in the beginning of this second push period. I ran a half marathon a few days before, which my body did not like, so I got sick. Since I was sick, in the first few days of this push period, I was pretty much unable to do anything else, like going to the gym or going out dancing. And this made me work 10 times faster, but most importantly, it made me able to do it without getting tired. Because I didn't juggle work with working out and other activities, I just sat down to work when I woke up and I stopped working when it was time to sleep, with a few short walks as the only breaks. This allowed my brain to fully focus on what was in front of me instead of being all over the place, thinking about what time to go to the gym, when to go running, when to meet my friend, and so on. You just lock in, work super hard, and have nothing else to worry about. And even though you work more hours, having less things to focus on really saves you more energy than the extra hours of work will take from you. But you might be thinking right now, yeah, that's cool, but I want to work 60+ hours every week, not just for a 2-week period. And that's really the secret here. The most valuable thing you get from a push period is not the results or the progress you get in your work. As cliche as it sounds, it's the lessons you learn. You learn so much about what works for you, what makes you productive. Because people on the internet talking about productivity don't like to tell you this, but honestly, productivity is very subjective and individual. Some things might work for them that won't work for you, and the other way around. And also, since you work so ridiculously hard during this period, suddenly you have a new belief in yourself. Now you know. You can work 60+ hour weeks if you want to. And then suddenly, it's not so hard to do that anytime you want. This is why push periods are so powerful, because you will shatter any beliefs you have about your limits and understand that you can do so much more. if you try. This will help you sustainably work 60+ hour weeks even after the push period is done. And you can also play around with impression reduction to pull this off. For example, you may pick 1 or 2 days in your week that you keep completely free from activities and other tasks than the work you need to get done. And you will notice that you can get over 16 hours of work these days. So in order to help you implement this, I will give you 3 steps that you can take today to plan your first push period. Set almost unrealistically high goals for 2 weeks. Write down rules, things like, for example, no Netflix allowed, no social media, no music, how many hours you need to work daily, how much phone time you're allowed, and so on. These things shouldn't be a problem, however, because you're going to feel like you have so much on your plate so you wouldn't even consider these things. And then the third step, set a date when this 2-week period will start. Now, this push period can work wonders for you, but if you don't keep your mind clear during this period, you'll get stuck and you'll not be able to work much. So in order to build habits that will make sure that you stay focused, clear-minded, and hardworking, watch this video. And don't forget to earn your sleep.